Alright, hi guys. So today I'm going to be taking you through a full day of eating to look the way I do. And currently I'm on a cut, so it's a little less calories than you might expect. But I like to start the morning off with eggs, specifically 5 whole eggs and 200 grams of egg whites. I like them scrambled. I add a carb on the side. Today was potatoes. It doesn't matter what carb, it's usually just some sort of carb. And this is a nice little fancy shot of it. Yeah, a little edit. And then I ate that right up. I'm just going to put a little time lapse of it here. I'm not one of those people that's a big proponent of no sauce, even though I'm not using sauce here. I just don't have any that would fit this meal. But use sauce, guys. If there's no calories or like 50 calories per serving, it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. All calories on packages are just estimates anyways. But obviously, if it's a significant amount of calories, then I'd be a little more on that. But so far, this meal was great. First thing of the day, I like to have a bigger meal. Next up was a little snack, so I like yogurt, Siggy specifically. I have about 200 plus grams of that, which is around, I think, 25 grams of protein. And you'll see that I have the honey here, which I also like to add to it. It just makes Greek yogurt taste better. And I don't know why, but for some reason today specifically, I kept getting the yogurt ick, where the texture of it really just bothered me, and I kept gagging, so I cut out those parts. It was really hard to finish this actually, I don't know why. Next up is my pre-workout meal, or a snack I guess you could say, which was 2 slices of toast and almond butter. I usually use around 20 to 30 grams of almond butter depending on the day. Almond butter is just the better nut. Almonds, are just the better nut as opposed to peanuts, I will say, because peanuts have a little more inflammatory properties and people have a little less tolerance to them. So almond butter for the win, all the way. And after I got done with my workout, we had some salmon. Now, salmon is a great protein source. It has omega-3s and 6s, and it has a ton of protein in it. This was about 200 plus grams cooked, so after I cooked it, it was 200 grams, not before. I usually just season it very lightly, so salt, Italian seasoning, olive oil, and honey. It's not anything crazy, but it is very tasty. Now, I personally put it for 400 at 15 minutes, and this is where things go a little south because I left it in there too long. Now, it ended up turning out burnt as hell, as you can see, and I ended up compensating for this by going to the store after eating it, which was very sufferable, only to find out that it was Christmas Eve and most stores are closed. And the ones that were open had a very poor selection. I came here looking for tuna specifically, and a very specific brand at that, which they usually have in other shoppers, but turns out this one had very bad selection. So I was there for a minute and ended up leaving. So sad and defeated, I went home and I had some rice. Now, this was supposed to be made with the tuna, and unfortunately didn't get that. So I had it with soy sauce, and to make up for the lack of tuna, I had 2 scoops of protein rather than just 1. Now, this protein in particular is a very tasty one. It's a beef protein instead of whey protein. I'm lactose intolerant, and I guess you can imagine what happens when a lactose intolerant person drinks whey. Now, this technique you're seeing here is a forbidden and secret technique used by those who don't feel like using the blender or cleaning up a big blender after just a little 2 scoops of protein. Now, this, you just take a whisk, you put it in the palm of your hands with the cup, and you basically pretend like you're making fire the old-fashioned way. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, where were the vegetables the entire day? And I'm here to show you what I eat in a day, not lie. And I do normally have vegetables 3 to 4 times a week. I'm not going to lie and say I eat them every single day. I know I should, but I don't. So this is the honorable mentions of the 2 different packages that I like to use when I do have them. And actually at the time of making this recording, I am eating them, I promise. But the one on the right is my personal favorite. It's called Vegetable Primavera, and it's just a mix of vegetables, and it's really, really tasty. And you can find them at your local Costco for cheap. But that's the end of the video, guys. So I'll post the macros up in the description, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.